You ever stop and think about what really makes a modern blockbuster video game tick? I mean, it's way more than just cool graphics and a decent story, right? There's this incredibly complex machine running under the hood that keeps millions of us coming back. So today, we're gonna pop that hood and see exactly how it all works.
First, let's just get a sense of scale here. In 2020 alone, the video game industry pulled in a staggering $159.3 billion. To put that in perspective, that is more than the global movie and music industries combined. This isn't just a niche hobby anymore. It's a massive global economic force.
So what is that secret sauce? What's the internal machinery of a hit game really look like? How are these things engineered to be so compelling, so replayable, and, so profitable? To figure that out, we're gonna dissect one of the most popular game genres on the entire planet. Yup, we're talking about the Battle Royale. You know, games like PUBG, Fortnite, Apex Legends. The concept seems simple enough, right? A bunch of players drop onto a map, find weapons, and fight it out till only one is left standing. But hiding underneath that simple idea is an absolutely brilliant and complex design. Okay, so let's start with the engine of this machine, the core gameplay loop. What's the fundamental thing that makes every single match feel fresh and exciting? Well, it's all about a carefully engineered conflict between two powerful opposing forces. At the heart of every single match is this constant tug of war between player skill and pure random chance. On one side, you've got the things you can control and master, your aim, your knowledge of the map, your strategy. But on the other side, you've got total luck. What gear you find when you land, exactly where the safe zone decides to shrink, even the random bullet spread of your weapon. That tension, that's the magic. It means a total newbie can get lucky and take out a seasoned pro, and it guarantees that no two games are ever the same.
And hey, this isn't just a hunch, it's a measurable design principle. Research done on PUBG players actually confirms that this balances everything. A player's belief that they can win comes directly from how skilled they think they are versus how random they think the game is. It's a calculated psychological balancing act, plain and simple.
So if that skill versus luck engine is what makes the machine run, what's the fuel? What powers this multi-billion-dollar business? I'm talking about in-game purchases. I mean, why are we so willing to spend real money on virtual items that a lot of the time don't even affect the gameplay? The answer, it turns out, is way deeper than you might think.
To really get to the why, we can actually pull from an academic framework called the theory of consumption values. The basic idea is that we buy things not just for what they do, but for a whole range of other values they give us. Social value, emotional value, and so on. And this theory applies perfectly to the economy inside a video game.
Whoa, okay, I know this model looks a bit complicated, but hang with me. It's from a master's thesis, and it maps out exactly how those values lead us to click buy. The main takeaway here is that things like social value and emotional value are huge drivers of our decision to buy something, often even more than just how good the item looks. It's not just about looking cool, it's about a feeling and a sense of belonging.
So at the end of the day, we're not just buying pixels, we're buying an experience. A skin has conditional value when it's tied to a special event you played in, creating a memory. It has emotional value just because, owning it makes you happy. And of course, when a huge streamer starts using a certain item, it gets trendiness value, and suddenly it's a status symbol. Okay, so we've got our engine, and we've got our fuel, but modern games aren't these static things you just buy and they're done. No, they are constantly evolving, being tweaked and rebalanced in this live, very public, and often very fiery experiment. Which brings us to the never-ending war of the patch notes. Every time the developers change anything, maybe they weaken a popular weapon or add a new feature, the community reacts. And that reaction is passionate, it's immediate, and it is brutally honest. Just look at this comment from Reddit user Darcy. This kind of feedback isn't just background noise. It's a crucial part of the game's entire ecosystem.
And check this out. This is a perfect example from a PUBG update. The developers slowed down the reverse speed of cars, claiming it was an overly powerful tactic. The top voted response from the community? A player with over 3,000 hours in the game saying they have literally never seen anyone do this. Ever. This perfectly shows that constant public negotiation and sometimes disconnect between a game's creators and the people who live in it.
And that's really the key here. A live service game is never finished. It's kind of in a perpetual beta. It's a living world that's constantly being shaped by this tug of war between what the developers want and what millions of players are actually doing and saying. So, let's put all the pieces of our machine back together. When you stand back and look at it, what does the anatomy of a modern hit video game really look like?
Well, it's a self-sustaining ecosystem. You've got the engine, that perfect addictive balance of skill and luck. You've got the fuel, a whole economy built on deep psychological drivers. Then you have the engineers, the developers, constantly tinkering with the machine. And finally, you have the inhabitants, the passionate community providing that crucial real-time feedback.
And all of this leaves us with one last, kind of provocative thought. In an ecosystem where the game is never really finished, where our money fuels the economy, and where our feedback is used to constantly tune the experience, what is our role really? Are we just players having fun? Or have we actually become a fundamental working part of the product itself?